It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh no, they are plugged in.
Everywhere we go. I don't actually know the words to that song.
Oh man, I could listen to that for days.
Well, guess what? You can listen to the start of this episode just on repeat if you want, for as long as this episode will exist on the internet, which, assumingly, will be forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got to edit this episode, so I've got to go back over that opening bit to match up the audio. So
yes, you do.
I'll be able to listen to that on multiple times. Hey, two things off the top. One.
Yep.
Local theatre. Getting behind it.
Yeah.
Event Cinemas Glendale.
Shout out to you guys.
Absolutely. I love that interaction with our local. Like, we've been going there that long and then messaging through the inboxes and finding out that they know who we are. So it's like, yeah,
because we go there that often, and we've also tagged them in things before.
Yes.
So, and we always, do like quick shout outs to like event cinemas and things like that. So I'm very appreciative of them sharing our competition on Instagram and Facebook, which we'll go through as to what that competition is after our little intro thingamajig.
Of course, and the second thing I've already forgotten.
Okay, excellent.
I'm sure, what was it? There was something else that I wanted to address right off the top. Oh, I can't remember. But if we were in Japan, I'd give you my best regards. But we hear you, Oklahoma, because it's time for 2C3 Pod, Unlocking the Destiny Spaceship. I've got a bag of hamburgers for you. All you have to do is come out into the dark, shadowy part of the woods where no one can see you. Okay.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember that, and I know that saying about I've got a bag of hamburgers, but I couldn't think of where it was.
It was just one of the creatures trying to lure him, Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure how you got that one, but hey, well done.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes.
Welcome to Two's Company Three's a podcast. My name is Dylan, also with my co-host, as always,
Mitchell, and welcome to our, I'm not going to refer to the day because people listen to these all over the week. So welcome to our news and review day.
Absolutely. It's a hell of an episode we've got stacked up for you. We are a podcast and we occasionally talk about movies, TV shows, and gaming topics of late. And we also review the movies. We talk about trailers as well in our second episode for the week. If you've subscribed, you'll know that we put out 2 episodes every week, 4 videos every week, and we would appreciate your subscription.
That's right. And all I'm going to say is they come out Wednesday and Friday, but listen whenever.
Absolutely.
They're not relevant to the days.
Yeah. And when we say listen whenever, that doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to stop listening now and go back to it later on. No, listen.
No.
As soon as we put it up.
If you're 2 minutes deep, keep going.
Yes, please do. But Mitchell, why don't you tell our lovely listeners and viewers about our competition?
That's right. Right now, as you can see...
That sounded so fucking fake, didn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God, Mitchell, tell us about the thing we do.
I'll just press the pre-record button of me spieling.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're... I just bumped you up your computer.
Never mind.
No, but if you head on over to the YouTube page, you'll see on our lovely studio desk here, we have a Christmas tree with a couple of gift cards on there. Not just a couple. We have 4 gift cards for giveaway right now for a Christmas special because it's the festive time. It's the giving season.
Absolutely.
And if you head on over to our Facebook page at 2C3Pod, you'll find a post pinned to the top of the page until Sunday, the 22nd of December at 6 p.m.
Yep.
That is the cutoff time for entries. Right now, there's a fair few entries, thanks to Event Cinemas Glendale. And,
yes, thank you for the shout-out. As we mentioned earlier in the episode, Event Cinemas Glendale, who these gift cards are for, essentially. You can use them at any Event Cinemas around Australia, of course. Probably overseas if there are events, but I have no idea. But we're not going to be posting them overseas. So Australian listeners and viewers, head to that post. All you have to do is tag 3 friends, share that post, and like that post as well, and you're in the draw. Now, you can do it as many times as you like. Make sure you tag different friends each time.
Yes.
Because, marketing and such.
Yes,
viral.
exactly. More eyeballs means more eyeballs.
Yes, exactly. And we all appreciate eyeballs. I mean, you'd be completely lost without them.
And don't feel guilty if you're not a weekly listener. Like if you're a casual listener but still a fan of the Facebook page, get amongst it. Yeah, it's free gift cards.
And if you don't have eyeballs, I mean, we're a podcast. You can just listen to us anyway. So feel free to head over to Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Big Summer Blowout. And hit that subscribe button. Anyway,
done.
Thank you. Ripping straight into this episode, there's one bit of upsetting news when it comes to film and TV as of late. Now, we've been discussing this topic fairly frequently over the past few weeks in the lead up to the end of the year and the re-release of a trailer for the movie Sonic, which is coming out next year. not to recap too profusely, but obviously, trailer came out, people hated it, re-released it, looks great. Unfortunately, that visual effects studio, which was responsible for reanimating Sonic and redesigning and all of that jazz, they've all been fired.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that is actually insane that has happened, and especially with such a big job as well, something that actually was viral and captured the internet, and they obviously worked their asses off because to put out the product that everybody wanted, and they did that, and it's coming out, and before the movie even comes out, they're gone.
Yeah, I know, right. The shit thing about it is that, irregardless of what the individual's thoughts were on the Sonic design, the fact that it was obviously, it has to be some executive's decision to make Sonic look a certain way.
Yeah.
And then they've done that, and obviously there was the outcry, so therefore the executives have turned around and said, okay, do this, and they've gone ahead and done that.
Yeah.
And now they're the ones being punished for it. For fair enough, it may have increased the budget, the additional $5 million.
Yeah.
And that was obviously to pay for the visual effects artist and to do all this work. But, it's really upsetting that, that they've all gone down the toilet. Now, there's one thing that I wanted to be as a child, and that's when I grew up, I wanted to be in animation in some capacity. Visual effects animation. I used to make little stop motion animations through PowerPoint through an old computer which was broken. So I made a really cool transformer. It went way too quick for its own good. So I was it looked really fucking cool.
Wow.
Haven't done it since.
Yeah.
But, it's I'm also glad that the opportunities to work in this kind of industry never arose.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
These people working in visual effects companies, there was a lot of talk and word and rumor spread about Sausage Party, the Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg or whatever. That group.
I heard those.
There was some really tough workings around, the visual effects artists for that, where they're working 18-hour days, 7 days straight.
Yeah.
Similar sort of concept here, apparently. I'm not quite sure, but the visual effects company Moving Picture Company, MPC, has shut down its studio in Vancouver.
Yeah.
According to Cartoon Brew, over 800 visual effects workers have been affected.
Yeah, which is insane. Like you said, the work that they would have put it in, but also to your point about it being a dream job, this is their dream job.
That's the thing.
And to have it ripped out from you after you've worked your ass off to fix this huge motion picture, man, I just feel so gutted for them.
Well, that's the thing. That's why people that's why there's certain industries, for example, there's almost everybody with some level of imagination wants to do something that they've dreamed of as a kid. Some people are fortunate enough to move on into those careers, just like visual effects artists, just like musicians, just like roadies. They move into those areas of employment that live up to their dreams. However, unfortunately, unless you're an actor, those dreams pay fuck all.
No, that's right. It's basically just like a regular 9 to 5, just with a little bit more on the side.
Well, that's right.
And doing something that you want to do.
But they say because it's your passion, because it's your spirit is being put into your employment, it's okay for you to work long hours. And I get that. Yeah. I mean, I'm up until 12 p.m., 1 o'clock, with this podcast every week. So I don't mind going, working way too fucking late into the evening. But when you're employed and you're forced to do it,
exactly,
it's a different fucking story. If these people were working on their own projects,
that's right,
they're happy to work 24 hours straight, just pumping down Coke cans and eating pizzas and doing nothing else. But because this is employment, and they go, well, this is your thing, fucking, it's not fair on these people who are employed to do it.
No, 100%. And just to correct you, just very briefly, the MPC Vancouver office once employed 800 people,
right?
But there's only 80 immediately that are getting affected from that office. But apparently they've been offered the chance to relocate.
Okay.
But, I mean, they've got offices all over the States and blah, 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 and they're in Canada. I mean, that's going to have to change countries.
Well, that's the thing.
To keep a job.
That's with, video game companies and visual effects artists. Fair enough, there'll always be work because there's always these projects, but you're also competing against billions of other people who also want to get in that industry. Fair enough, if you're already in, you've got that experience, you may have the leg up on people who aren't in yet, but, you've got to move all over the world. There's no one here in Newcastle that I know of that does any kind of visual effects or anything like that. If we were to do it, we'd have to move to America or move to fucking somewhere in Australia that does this.
Yeah.
And there's only a very small pocket of people who would,
Yes.
So it's kind of, it's shit.
Yeah,
it's a shit industry as much as we love film and cinema and supporting these people.
Oh, absolutely.
Hence,
exactly.
the podcast existing. It just sucks that these people are getting laid off for doing the thing that they love.
Unfortunately, it's just the sad reality of that business.
Yeah.
And in Hollywood, there's a common phrase thrown around, no good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah, that's right.
And they work their asses off to fix this. But NPC is like a huge company as well.
Yeah.
They've worked on The Lion King this year, The Jungle Book, Blade Runner 2049, Justice League, Life of Pi, Guardians of the Galaxy.
But I mean, their resume is enormous.
No, that's right.
And these things still occur.
So I don't know if it's a case of them actually being, we've got to close an office to stay afloat. It seems like it's more of a case of, we're sick of that one. Let's just move it somewhere else kind of thing, which is disappointing, but I mean, that's the business and they can do what they want when you're in that line of work.
And if for whatever reason it does turn out to be a financial thing, pay for your fucking movies.
Yes, exactly. That's one thing that we've been very strict on with the podcast ever since we started the podcast. But hey, or just go to Facebook and enter a competition and go and see a movie yourself, Yeah,
absolutely. That's available.
Exactly.
But speaking of film, before we move on to the next topic, there's one thing I put in the notes I wanted to remind myself of. There's an Australian film that I've recently been made aware of, which I really want to see, and I think anybody who is a fan of science fiction, horror, action, comedy films would be a fan of. It's called, what is it called? Necrotronic?
Necrotronic.
Yeah.
Where, is this in the notes, sorry?
Yeah, it's up the top here, just above our regular notes. Anyway, there's an Australian YouTuber who I watch fairly regularly called Cordery Effects.
Okay.
And every year, he puts out a very merry Doomsmas thing, and he talks about Doom for the entirety of December, basically.
God damn.
Because Doom Eternal was delayed this year, he was like, well, Doom Annihilation came out, and I've already talked about that. But if you want something that represents Doom a little bit better than that movie, watch this film. Necrotronic is an Australian action horror comedy. It's basically, in his description, it's Ghostbusters meets Doom.
Damn.
And it's from the creators of Wormwood.
Okay, yeah.
You've seen that zombie movie?
Yeah.
So it's a film that, thanks to that dude, I really want to check out. Like, go over to his YouTube channel, and while you're on YouTube, just subscribe to us as well while you're there.
Ring that bell.
Like the video. Yeah, it looks really cool. So Necrotronic, it's a science fiction, action, horror.
Do you know anything about its release? Like whether or not it's out now, it's on a service?
It's not on a service. No? According to his video that I watched earlier today describing the film, it came out in one cinema in each state in Australia for one night only, and then it just appeared on Blu-ray.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it's on Blu-ray. So yeah, maybe a Christmas stocking stuffer.
Yeah, if we can find it. Yeah. But anyway, back to the actual news. I just wanted to put that in there. That looks really fucking cool.
Yeah. No, it sounds pretty damn good. You chucked in here about the notes about the Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh man!
And the release date has been brought forward.
Yes.
To January 15, 2021.
Now,
just over a year away.
Yeah, January is usually known to be like the dumping ground of cinema. You know, they usually release the shit movies, but the most recent years hasn't been too bad.
I know. I was doing some research for Aussie Pass later in the week, and I looked forward, and man, there's some bangers coming out this January.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, okay, so move forward. That's good.
Yes.
Good for our boy.
Yeah, James Wan, absolutely. Yes. Now, we know that this is being filmed currently in Australia, in South Australia? Yeah, Adelaide or in that sort of area. So, if you want to get into the film industry, move to the arsehole of Australia, Adelaide. Down the bottom.
Hey, have you been there, though?
No, I've heard it's lovely. I'm just saying,
I
just said the arsehole because it's...
Yeah.
Oh.
If you want, no. That's just what it's called. So it's a clever nickname. Everyone there gets drunk.
Right.
No, no. If you want to go to Adelaide, go in February. That's where they've got the V8s on, but they've also got the Fringe Festival, so you can see stand-up comedians and productions and drama productions and that. I went there for the V8s with my dad when I was like 15, 16.
Yep.
Fringe Festival just happened to be on. Next minute, I'm watching Frank Woodley. Next minute, I'm watching Heath Franklin do his Chopper show. Like, I was like, fuck yeah. Like, it was amazing. So Adelaide, great city.
Absolutely. And that's where Mortal Kombat is being filmed at the moment. Yes. Now, it's really exciting that it's been pushed forward a little bit. Now, I got a little overexcited because I read January 2020. And I was like, oh my God!
How is that possible?
Yeah, we haven't even got a trailer yet. And then all of a sudden, I read the actual article and it's 2021.
Next minute, this Friday in Trailer Park, it's the entire fucking movie just released.
Yeah, Netflix. Oh no. But so we know James Wan's producing it.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it's being filmed in Australia, so it just gives me even more reason to get behind it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but that's great.
Yeah. Now, you've seen Mortal Kombat from like the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
You know, that film was written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, and that
Mortal Kombat!
That's not in any of the games.
No,
it's completely cinematic, and
it's awesome.
It's been carried on throughout the franchise ever since. And
exactly.
if this film doesn't have it, I'll be very, very upset.
Surely they've got to have it, or at least like a tweaked 2021 version of it, like a modern version.
That'd be like an edited sort of thing,
No, absolutely. All right, it's time for my live reaction.
Yeah.
Next piece of news.
This is you were about to say nudes.
well, hopefully.
Speaking of big dicks.
But anyway, so yes, Kumail Nanjiani, big fan of the podcast. We're a big fan of him.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, mate. So if you don't know Kumail Nanjiani, what are you doing? Because we love this guy, and his career is just taking off. He's getting bigger and bigger, and absolutely love him. And apparently, you wrote in the notes, is the sexiest man in Hollywood after revealing what results can happen when you're getting that Hollywood diet and training.
Absolutely.
So he's beefing up for which role is it?
It's the Eternals.
The Eternals, that's right. Is that the one with Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, so that's the next big MCU film to not just like to take reign of the Phase 4, I believe it is, in the MCU now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's obviously got an A-list cast, but most importantly, our boy Kumail Nanjiani. Now, we've talked about this in previous episodes where he's expressed his interest.
Yes, available in the archives, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Big Summer Blowout.
And anywhere else we're featured, just search it and Google it, it'll show up. Kumail Nanjiani has expressed his interest in beefing up for the role, and according to this article, he posted on his Instagram and Twitter and wherever he is that the reason that he wasn't getting these roles is because they look for physically fit and imposing kind of people.
Yes.
Chris Pratt, for example, prime example of somebody
That's
who
right.
was always charismatic, and he had relatively smaller roles, but he beefed up for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, have you watched Parks and Rec at all?
Yeah, I've watched bits and pieces, but I've seen his clips, and he was a big boy.
That's what I mean. Like he was a chunky boy. He was like that really funny guy. Almost, if he stayed that path, probably like the next Jack Black.
Yeah.
But then he beefed up in that, still got to keep his humor basically, and now he gets those roles.
Now he gets the big blockbuster money makers.
Well, now he's a money. Now he's a money face. You know?
Absolutely. And I believe Kumail Nanjiani, fair enough, he's had a fairly slow, I wouldn't say upbringing, but what's the word I'm looking for? Rise in Hollywood. Yeah. Ascension in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. He's been that B player for a while in that, but then along with Stuber earlier in the year, he gets to be that main guy, and everyone's starting to learn his name.
Yeah.
You know?
He's had a few comedic hits. He's had the Big Sick. He was like the main character in like a love story romance.
Yeah.
And as we said, Stuber, he was kind of that average, very typecast Indian, small kind of guy.
Yeah.
But Kumail Nanjiani has recently posted on his Instagram the progress that he's made physically for his role in the Eternals.
I think he's been working on this for about 3 months or so. I think it was that long ago that we brought it up.
And you speak to any, or you watch any of the videos of Hollywood bodies.
Ooh,
like Hugh Jackman when he was preparing for Wolverine. Like he said he thought he could get in shape in 3 weeks. No, 3 months is usually when, if you're in a good shape, is when you start dieting down to really thin out your skin and get that muscle to pop through.
Yeah.
It can be done, and you just got to dedicate yourself. But when you've got Hollywood backing you, I mean, it's your job.
Oh, exactly.
But now we all know what Chris.
Stop! Oh man,
I'm dragging this on for as long
I
as I
made
can.
sure not to look at these before we started, so I can.
All right, so everybody listening and watching, we're not homosexuals. I'm getting married to a lovely female next year. We appreciate a good bod.
Exactly,
when we see one.
like as in I can admit somebody's hot. I can credit somebody. Like how many times through our friendship have I said, "Fuck, your arms are jacked." Like I can appreciate people's bodies and stuff without having any kind of sexual connotation to it. And
I'm a fan of bodybuilding. I've always loved really good physiques.
No, that's right.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah. Oh
now,
man.
Now you remember how Chris Pratt looked?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Do you remember how Chris Pratt looked when he revealed his shirtless scene in Guardians?
Yes.
This is better.
Really? Holy fuck, dude!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my good sweet
Now, I'm not going to put this on the
Jesus.
screen when you're watching this on YouTube. You can go find it yourself.
But maybe I can.
Kumail Nanjiani... Oh, yeah, you're doing this now. You can, yeah. Kumail Nanjiani has put on some beef, and he's cut down. Obviously, his face is a little gaunt because he's obviously dehydrated to get those veins popping and the muscles popping. But he is looking fantastic.
He was always a handsome man. And then you just add that underneath?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I don't care what superhero movies are coming up in the future. He is the guy.
Yeah.
Put him in all of the superhero movies.
Yeah.
First black Superman. I mean, first Hindi Superman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure there's been
coming to
others.
Sydney, India.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Damn.
the problem that I have essentially with like people
That chest
getting in,
hair is doing things for me as well.
right? The problem with like Hollywood beefing up actors to put them in superhero films is they're always then like Henry Cavill, for example.
Yes.
He's a fucking beast of a man.
Oh, yeah.
But then you put him in the Superman costume, and this is the problem I have with the Superman costume and all other superhero comic book costumes is that they all have that padded muscle.
Yeah.
I've always been a huge fan of just having like maybe like the thin,
Yeah. Just
maybe
like a
maybe like a half centimeter thick sort of like costume.
Yeah.
Whether they're in full shape or not, like Christopher Reeve in Superman 1, he put on a lot of muscle, but he didn't look like they do today.
No.
But I think that's perfect because superheroes, like they're naturally strong. So they shouldn't need to be jacked.
No, that's right.
Degree.
If they're wearing the suit, it shouldn't matter if they look like you see every vascular part of the body. Like
they should look natural-esque, but
if
obviously strong.
That's right. If they're worried about it, have a shirtless like shot of the person, see how naturally jacked they are, and then just have them put the suit on.
Yeah.
And people know what's underneath. Like, it's not during one of those big fight scenes, like Superman versus Batman. I'm not looking at every nook and cranny of the muscle. I'm focused on the action, you know?
That's right. But that's why I appreciate like Brandon Routh's Superman and Christopher Reeve's Superman where there wasn't as much padding, essentially. But now there's all this padding. So Kumail Nanjiani's worked his ass off to get the physique like this.
Yeah, he has.
He's going to be putting a muscle suit on top of that.
Oh, is he really?
Well, I would assume so.
Yeah.
You know, and
do you know what character it is that he's playing?
No,
I'll look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have no idea. But yeah, as we said, Kumail Nanjiani is looking insane.
I just love the fact that he said, hey, can I please do this? Like, I want to do this. I'll get jacked for it.
Yeah.
And then next minute gets the role. Next minute gets jacked. Next minute looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And like speaking of like Hollywood superhero actors beefing up for roles, I remember when Gal Gadot was originally cast as Wonder Woman, everybody looked at her and went, oh, she's a bit skinny. They could have done with somebody who's a bit thicker and a bit muscular.
Yeah.
And fair enough, in the comics, she has got broad shoulders, she's got big arms, big thighs, like she has a fairly muscular features. But as I just said, they're naturally strong.
Yeah.
They don't have to have big muscles.
No, that's right.
You know, so
how many people have looked at Gal Gadot since, like in Wonder Woman, and gone, "Oh, that doesn't look right."
Yeah, because the movie is great and it works.
Exactly.
Like, ever since like those pictures arose of her originally, since the films come out, nobody's talked about that since.
That's right. Exactly. Because she now owns that character, basically.
Yeah. So Kumail Nanjiani didn't have to do this.
Yeah,
but he did, and I appreciate it immensely.
Thank you, Kumail. You have like done the world a favor.
Yes.
Everybody head on over to his Instagram page because that is,
that's fire.
Oh my goodness, he is playing Kingo in the Eternals.
Okay, and I'd imagine that role will be hilarious.
Well, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that he's still like this is a role suited to his personality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's definitely wearing a suit though.
Yep.
My God, Lord. Yeah, I've just Googled imaged it, and that's one suit from the fucking throat all the way down to his toes.
Yeah, but hopefully he'll get a shirtless scene. But we'll always have his Instagram forever.
Honestly, I kind of hope the Eternals is like subheadlined eternally watching Kumail Nanjiani have a shower. Because that's a good show.
That is a good show.
Yeah.
But speaking of good shows,
speaking of big dicks,
got to
get our first big dick in.
I'd said that for Kumail Nanjiani.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got that one right.
Got to get two. Anyway.
Yes. Speaking of big dicks.
Daybreak is a fantastic cinema. Wow. It's a fantastic. Fucking hell, you take this one, man.
Okay, so Daybreak is a television series on Netflix. That's what I was
trying to say.
A television series on Netflix that premiered about a month ago or so. We talked about it in the archives ages ago. And we both kind of didn't rate it, but then actually gave it a chance. And it's actually quite a good show.
Yeah.
Next minute, Netflix did what Netflix does best and cancelled it.
They spend all of their money on big bombastic films, which we'll get to later in the episode.
Oh, yes. Wait for our review.
And I guess, like most of these TV shows, fair enough, we may watch them and go, yeah, this is fun. But, you know, because there's so many different streaming services, people may watch one or two episodes and then, like, not watch it ever again.
Exactly.
Therefore, people, like, their records, their analytics show that nobody watched this
80% of the people didn't finish the season. Something like that.
Yeah.
We don't know all that. They've got all the numbers, of course. But it's just another case of Netflix disappointing. So Netflix they do original content really well.
Yeah.
They constantly have new content coming out. It's basically weekly. There's something original coming out, whether it's a movie, a TV show, a documentary, whatever it is. They do that great. But their problem is there's too much.
Yeah.
And because there's so much, the numbers for one may look worse than something else. And it just comes down to them cancelling. And they still broke my heart with Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that show.
I think we talked about that episode 4, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was episode 4. It's in the headline for the episode, that they cancelled it, and now we're at episode 46.
Jesus,
my gosh.
Good gosh. But Daybreak was essentially like a teen drama comedy based in a kind of
post-apocalyptic
setting. I wouldn't say zombie post-apocalyptic.
But that's
adult.
Yeah, I
post-apocalyptic.
I can't remember what they called them, the adults, because all the adults get affected by this nuclear explosion per se, and they become these. I can't remember what they called them. God,
but they always say the last line of something dumb they thought. Like there was a good sail on. Like there's a good sail on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like the show was quite good and quite clever in its writing, even though it only had one season.
No, and that's the thing. And the trailer had a misconception that it was like, oh, this is going to be like a teen heart story of them finding love in the post-apocalyptic world, and
there kind of is a little bit of that.
No, there is, and it's good to have that little bit of a heart. But at the same time, you're completely right. It's just action. There's violence, blood, gore. Interesting storylines, dynamics. There's a couple of love stories actually.
Yeah. They're the sort of things, like, fair enough, that's the crux of the story. Like, you got to get from A to B somehow.
Yeah.
But there's all this other, like, intertwining, entertaining stuff that overshadows the main sort of storyline, which is what makes that show quite good. And I think all the actors being young, at least under 25, all of them.
Big time. Yeah.
I think they're all quite talented. I think they're really good.
They did. They did very well in particular. I've got to give a shout out to. Oh man! Of course, she's the one with the hardest name, but Alvia Allen Lind is the little blonde girl.
Yeah,
she's amazing. Yeah, she's amazing, and I don't think she's more than 14, 15 in real life. And she's my favorite part of that show. Yeah, but it's just another case of Netflix just canceling something that is good, but just doesn't really have a chance.
Isn't getting the numbers. Yeah, well, hopefully all of those young actors get to move on to bigger and better things.
But don't stress. There'll be a brand new series for them to cancel come next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
There'll be new series coming all the time. So, hey, I'm going to keep my Netflix subscription.
Hey, I've still got my Disney Plus subscription.
How far into The Simpsons are you?
Oh, well, we're quite the way through, but we've been watching Futurama. It's not on Disney Plus. I bought the box set for Taylor's birthday, so we've been binging Futurama.
So you should pause your Disney Plus, save a month's worth of thing, and then jump back into it.
I'm still yet to watch the remaining episodes of The Mandalorian. I have to catch up on that.
Is it finished now?
I don't think it's finished yet. It releases week to week, like we've talked about.
Yeah.
But that show is it's fucking really good, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're not a Star Wars fan, but
not my cup of tea.
Yeah, but that Baby Yoda, that deserves all the memes and all the love it gets, and it's revitalizing Star Wars.
See, I haven't seen it, and now I'm over Baby Yoda.
If you watched it, you'd be like, I mean,
exactly. I haven't given it a chance, so I can't talk about it.
But speaking of Baby Yoda, onto a bit of gaming news. Now, as I said last week, it was the Game Awards, which happens every year, where a whole bunch of studios get awards for things that they didn't good and whatever else, but most people
things that they didn't good,
fucking whatever. Awards are dumb, but if there's a podcast award out there, we'd happily take it. But
there's a lot of podcast awards.
There's a lot of podcasts.
We are far from that.
But I mean, one day,
like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, give us a couple of years, we'll get there.
Purple like on Apple Podcasts
and YouTube. The main reason that people watch the Game Awards is to see the trailers and the announcements of new things. Now, there has been a few massive announcements, but we'll only go over 2 because these are the only 2 things that I personally care about, and I assume you didn't watch any of it.
No.
Exactly. So, first one on the list.
This is all you.
Last week, we talked about the Resident Evil 3 leak, which essentially leaked onto the PlayStation Store, where they had concept art, essentially what people thought was concept art of the remake of the villain Nemesis and Jill Valentine, the main characters of Resident Evil 3. Later that day, it was announced. Resident Evil 3 is happening and will be released the 20th of April. 20th of April? No, 20th of March.
Segment, man.
20th. Oh, where's the... Hold on. Hold that thought.
Yeah. Well,
Hold that thought. Where is it? Yeah, so 3rd of April, 2020.
There you go.
So
Done.
Capcom have re-released the Resident Evil 2 remake demo, and when they initially had that, there was like a 30-minute window. Get through as much as you can in 30 minutes. But now they've taken the timer off, and they've put in Resident Evil 3 Easter eggs.
Okay.
Playing the original Resident Evil 3 with the big nemesis monster chasing you around, he's always saying, stars. He's always like the stars team is who he's hunting.
Yeah.
In the new demo for Resident Evil 2, you can hear him in the building.
Okay.
You never see him.
Yeah.
But you hear his footsteps and you hear the stars in the background, and it's really immersive and horrifying.
Wonderful.
But yeah, there's been a trailer. There's been like a special like announcement from the developers, just like the last time. There's no real glimpses of Nemesis just yet. You get flashes of what he looks like in the trailer, but it's primarily showcasing like the new characters and how they look and what the zombies are going to look like, a little bit of the gameplay, and I cannot wait.
And you better get in quick because it's only 2 weeks after that you'll get married, and then and then the game is going to stop. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't worry. I'm sure I'll be able to get through it before and after the wedding.
Yes, of course. By the way, it just popped into my head for some reason. I saw that date and thought, oh, that's almost a year like since we did the podcast. I just looked at the first podcast date. Do you know what it is?
4th of April?
No. 17th.
Yeah.
So it's a day before you get married.
Oh, wow, it is too.
I know. So it'll be like our 1 year anniversary when you're about to start a new anniversary. Like,
very cool.
Anyway, so look out for that. We'll pre-record a special for the 17th.
So that way we can release it. But yeah, anybody who's into action horror, Resident Evil 3 is certainly on its way.
What?
What are you looking at?
Really?
What?
Apex Legends won Best Multiplayer Game.
Really?
Yeah. Righto. That sounds bullshit.
With the release of Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare re-release.
Yeah, it was nominated. Yeah. But no, apparently Apex Legends is the best multiplayer game of the year.
Okay. Hey, people love it. I don't really like it.
Yeah, not many.
But I'm not really into what do they call it? Battle Royales. Yeah.
Yes.
But, well, while you've got that open,
I've got all the results here.
Yeah, what have you got?
Well, game of the year was Sekiro. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
So that was made from...
Best ongoing game.
Fortnite. We'll get to that in a moment.
Hop aboard the battle bus, motherfucker.
But Sekiro, I understand why that was voted best game, because that was from the guys called From Software, who's responsible for the Dark Souls franchise, which is very unique, difficult, but very unique in its own right. So I'm glad that a single-player focused, difficult game actually got that spot. I could pick different games that are top of my list, but I appreciate that winning.
We called Best Mobile Game. That was pretty simple.
Call of Duty?
Yeah, of course.
Because it's great.
Shadows Die Twice won a Best Action Adventure Game as well, of course. Disco Elysium? Elysium? Yeah, I think that won 4 awards.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no. Luigi's Mansion, Best Family Game.
Yeah, I believe it.
Crash Team Racing, won Best Racing Game.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
Yeah, no, so, they had awards.
Yeah, cool.
And we are pros at this.
Yeah, absolutely. But
nailed it.
Another big announcement before we move on to the whole Fortnite thing, what I was talking about earlier, is that in terms of like next generation consoles, Xbox announced their next Xbox.
They did. And what is it going to be called, Dylan?
It's called Xbox.
Shock and awe.
Yeah. Now, the name of the one that they...
That's a quote.
Shock and awe. Shock and awe.
Write that down.
I will.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry, private conversation. Yeah. I knew there was other ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's called the Xbox, and it's like in a big, tall, sort of rectangular box. It's the most boxy box Xbox you've seen so far.
Okay.
This first version is called Xbox Series X. So apparently it's called Xbox, but this is Series X because there's going to be a series of different ones, which kind of annoys me because I like having the one thing for 10 years.
Yes.
People are saying that this is pretty much a PC because of how powerful and the technical specs are.
Damn.
Now, the problem that I have with that is, there is no announcement as to exactly when this is coming out or a price point. Now, obviously, over the years, every game console manufacturer, designer, Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, they could make a console as powerful, if not more powerful than a PC. All they have to do is put that technology into them. The reason they don't, affordability.
Yes,
people are more than happy to spend $300 to $400 or $600 on a game console than $2,000 on a PC. People prefer to have PCs due to the gaming experience, and you get to build them and modify them and not be restricted.
Yeah.
But people who aren't into that, they're happy to have a relatively low budget, higher powerful gaming console.
Mm-hmm.
So if the Xbox Series X is going to be chock full of high specs, and it's going to be able to like emit 8K resolution, 120 frames per second. It's basically a PC in terms of gaming.
Yeah.
Also full backwards compatibility as well. So Xbox original, 360, One, and
original.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Now I love that idea. Yeah. I just hope the next PlayStation 5 will do the same thing, because I never had an original Xbox, but I've got plenty of 360 games which I can't play currently.
Yeah.
Because I haven't plugged my 360 in.
No,
but I've got plenty of old school PlayStation games I want to play.
PS1 games. Oh, yeah.
Or PS2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I just saw the picture and you're right. It is a box.
It is literally a box.
Yeah, but like to your point, it actually looks like a hard drive. You know, so if they're going down that route, I mean, PlayStation, get prepared, because they need to probably step it up as well.
Well, that's the thing. PlayStation have always stepped it up that little bit more in terms of technical capability.
Yeah.
So whether there's a limit that they're hitting at this point, or whether there is something they can do that's next level, we don't know yet.
They probably can, but like you said, it all comes down to affordability.
Yeah.
I won't be getting the PS5 if it's like
$1,000.
Yeah, like $1,500. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I can't do that.
Yeah,
no.
I'll happily buy the Aldi PC.
Yeah, if I'm spending $1,500 to get that like PC gaming experience, I'll just buy a fucking PC.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, rather than a new what I want to do eventually is build a PC and have an extension HDMI long enough to run to my TV.
Yeah.
So that way I can sit back in my lounge and play the games that I want to play on my lounge room TV, because I fucking hate playing on a screen in a computer environment. I sit in front of a computer all day. I want to sit back on my lounge.
Yes.
That's why I like consoles. But if this is going to be priced out to the point where it's just a PC, I'll get a PC. But if this has mouse and keyboard capabilities and it's going to have full backwards compatibility as they promised, and it's affordable, I'm in.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to, unfortunately, in our world, is affordability.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to get yourself some free stuff. Head on over to Facebook.
Absolutely. But speaking of free stuff, Fortnite is a free game open to literally everybody, and there's been a strange yet exciting
Strange?
Well, people are calling it strange, but I have no idea. There's been a Star Wars crossover. I'm hoping you can elaborate on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've got no idea.
They've been teasing it for a few weeks now. That they were going to have like an event, as they always do, and each season they have one or two events that are like big, spectacular in games. The game stops and everyone gets drawn to this one thing, and I believe it was Risky Reels they had it. But as you can see there on the stage, the event started and then a hologram came up. I have no idea what the blue hologram was. I'm not sure who that was, but they were like G'ing up the event. Next minute, J.J. Abrams is in the game.
That's
explaining, cool. And all the players got there were some pads there that they would jump on, and they get to pick what exclusive clip from the movie you got to see.
Very cool.
And there was an exclusive clip of the vote one, and it was Jedi Mind Trick, and it was Ray. Ray, yeah.
Kylo Ren or Ray. Ray's the chick.
Yes. Yep. Well, it was Ray and the African-American gentleman. I can't remember.
John Boyega? I don't know his name in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But it was Ray doing a Jedi mind trick on some stormtroopers and that, and it was like maybe a 20-second clip. So it wasn't much. It didn't give away any plot points or anything like that. But, and they did that, and then next minute it was like, what's your favorite color lightsaber? And they bounced on the pads again, and whatever one it was, won, but at the same time, next minute, lightsabers are in the game now.
That's cool.
Lightsabers are in the game. Not just that as well. There's also crash sites where I don't know what stormtroopers ships are called. The battle.
TIE fighters.
TIE fighters. Yeah. Yes, they've crashed on site and in the map, all over the map. Yep. And there's like 4 stormtroopers guarding them. They're just bots.
Yep.
And
you get to walk in and slash them to death and steal their shit.
I mean, you can shoot them from afar and stuff, and they have their ray guns kind of thing.
Blasters.
Blasters.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're glad you have me here.
Yes, exactly. Otherwise, this would just be like a mess. But either way, they have their blasters and that. And you take out a stormtrooper, you can pick up their blaster. They've got infinite bullets, but the specs for shooting is
they're really bad.
The bloom is like fucking God awful.
That's like an old school joke of Star Wars that stormtroopers cannot hit.
That's exactly right. Now you can pick up a stormtrooper's blaster.
Yeah.
And it's not bad if you're like, 20, 30 meters from somebody. It does like 30 hit on the body and like 50 on the head. So it does significant damage.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's like a long distance shot, you see it and it's just like, you've got your target bit and then you shoot it and it could just go like that's cool. Like so they're not that handy, but the lightsabers are fucking OP. They are like ridiculous. But not only that, you find some of the chests have changed to be like a lightsaber box.
That's
and it comes out with Kylo Ren's, Rey's, who's Adam Driver?
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren and Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, really? Mace Windu.
Yeah, Mace Windu. So there's the purple, blue, yellow, purple, blue, green, and red.
That's
lightsabers.
Cool.
Yeah. So you can pick them. They give you different abilities with your jumping and stuff and all that. And you can. Now I got fucking butchered by a dude with a lightsaber because I've played tons of games since. I don't like it that much because I don't like change. But I got butchered by somebody who I saw about 150 meters away. I sniped at him, hit him. You can defend with the lightsaber.
I was going to ask.
You can,
that'd be so cool.
So usually when you have a weapon select on the PlayStation, you've got R2 to fire, L2 to aim.
Yep.
So when you press L2 while you've got the lightsaber, it blocks.
Yeah.
And so this motherfucker walked at me the whole time blocking, at that, and I would empty around, not hit him because like his character's going pew, 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 like doing all this and blocking every fucking bullet. Then I reload. The motherfucker has time to like, run a bit faster and that, then blocks again, gets to me, fucking swipe, smash, like dead. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like, you were that fucking far away.
Don't bring a gun to a lightsaber fight is all I'm saying.
Apparently not. So, they're really fucking powerful. It's like 35 per body shot, but it builds up and it's like a motion of 6 like slashes or whatever. Yeah. And it goes like 35, 35, 35, 45. And then the last shot's like 100.
Yeah. In the meantime, you're blasting away. You might be making 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. But all
exactly.
Of a sudden, you're dead.
So, but I did fuck somebody up who like thought he could build around me and that. Pulls out the lightsaber. Didn't realize I was under him and just headshot him. And that's great. Very good. Anyway, so Fortnite doing Fortnite things, having huge fucking events on things that aren't related to Fortnite. But yeah, it's worth a shot. Like if you're a fan of Star Wars, go in and have a go. Like if you're not a fan of Fortnite, get in there with a lightsaber and fucking rip some kids up. Like you can farm with it as well and collect your mats.
Cool. Like so it's just the replacement for the thing.
It's a weapon in your weapon slot.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You've still got your pickaxe there.
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah, it's just very fucking noisy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like listen, like obviously Fortnite, it's cartoony, it's all ages, but like Star Wars, it's meant for kids.
Yeah.
So it. Hey, I'm like as I said,
28 next month. I'm allowed to play this fucking game.
As I said, but
let me play.
We can watch Star Wars as well and get some enjoyment out of it. Both of these things are all ages.
Yeah,
everybody can enjoy them, but they're primarily their design is essentially for kids. So kids who enjoy Star Wars and enjoy Fortnite are going to get a fucking ripping good time out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just
it's hella fun, yourself, man. Yeah. No, but just Fortnite. There was some issues with the event as it happened live. Like a lot of the big streamers were there playing for hours beforehand. The event happened, then they got kicked out of the game. And then there was, for example, Tim the Tatman, Ninja, and I think Dr. Looper. They all got kicked out before the event started.
Oh, really?
Courage JD fucking slept in, didn't stream beforehand, hopped on right as the event started and got straight in. They didn't get to see it, but he did. Yeah,
that's cool.
So they had a few issues with that, but I mean, with their live things that they do, like the Marshmallow concert back in the day, the battle between the big fucking robot and all that.
Yeah.
Epic are the kings of online games. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, so that was the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of things, I think it's time to move on to a particular segment of the show.
Oh yeah, you came here for the news. You got it. Extra. Read, listen all about it,
or watch all about it,
and we'll watch all about it on the YouTube page. And now you've come for the review.
Absolutely.
Oh fuck.
Fuck, I pressed 2 buttons at the same time.
Coming at your friends, coming from a fall. Wait.
Excited on the glider.
That was amazing. That was the best that's ever sounded.
I know.
Holy
Okay,
crap.
so
But
this-
Yas or Pass is not here now.
No, this is definitely not a yes or pass, so sorry to depress everybody, but this is a coming at you fresh, coming from afar. It's TC3.
2C3 pod DTCR. Oh, wait, sorry. 2C3 pod DTNR.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
we didn't get to go to the cinemas this weekend because affordability,
Sorry, event.
as we mentioned earlier. Yeah, sorry, event. Like, we didn't get to spend our hard-earned cash there this weekend.
cards.
But gift cards.
Yes.
We got to stay indoors and watch a film. I'm so glad that I didn't see the cinemas because I probably would have thrown up in a bucket of popcorn. This is a movie written and directed by Michael Bay, written
That's
by
right.
Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese, starring
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds, Melanie Laurent, Manuel Garcia
Get it?
Rufo, Ben Hardy, Adria Arjona, Corey
Come on.
Hawkins, and Leo Raz.
Yes. Smashed it. Yes.
This is Six Underground.
Yes, the freshest release to Netflix. Their huge $150 million budget Michael Bay fucking epic fucking movie.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm on the opposite spectrum. I wish I saw this in the theaters because my
really?
tub of popcorn would have got smashed, bro. This is the quintessential popcorn film.
Oh,
that is-
absolutely.
that's all it is.
Now, you've got a saying that in particular movies, you go there and you Michael Bay it, you switch your
Michael
brain
Bay
off.
it. Yeah, there's another one.
This
Just Michael Bay.
Michael Bay it, yeah.
Write
And
that
this
down.
is exactly
Yep.
what they did. Now, according to the marketing, of course, from Ryan Reynolds' like social media, this
Yeah.
is the Michael Bayest of Michael Bay films there ever has been, and he's not wrong.
Oh, not at all.
This film has a particular storyline which is overshadowed by the amount of action
Exactly.
and violence, which I'd appreciate. But I have a lot to talk about this movie, but I want to hear your thoughts first of all, because you watched this before me and you said,
Yes.
Dylan, oh,
Yeah.
that was your reaction.
It was an epic. It was a journey. It was a journey, but in the most, like we just said, Michael Bay-est ways.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so we previously, and you stated on the podcast, maybe it has some hope because it's not written by Michael Bay.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was written
hoping
by the
there's
others.
a story in there now.
And there was,
yeah.
but like you said, very overshadowed by the ridiculous money thrown at this film.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so if you're a fan of over-the-top action and violence, and a lot of violence, I wasn't expecting that much.
No,
like,
and I
bam.
appreciated that violence. I'll get to that in a moment.
Yes, but if you're a fan of the over-the-top car chases, fucking high skyscraper, fucking
Parkour!
Exactly. Parkour. Yeah, there is. Yeah, but no, if you're a fan of that kind of thing, you'll love this movie.
Yeah.
Now, we try to dissect these a little bit more. So I was paying attention to the story in that. While the story made sense and was it was acceptable for what it was, like you said, you just lose it because every time they go somewhere, it's just like, oh, there's another $40 million. Like,
Yeah.
you can just see that they are only focused in those moments
On the
on
action.
making it the most epic thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And while they are epic big things, it doesn't help the story.
No.
It doesn't forward it. It just is
Yeah.
for the sake of doing it.
And like I've got it written in my little sort of review thing here, but before I get to that, I want to like point out that like Michael Bay, as we know him, produced and like made all of the Transformers films except the good one, Bumblebee, and he produced the Ninja Turtles movies as well. But when Michael Bay's behind the camera, there's a very distinct visual style that he has, and it's this super hyper saturated colors, and the camera does not stop moving even in moments of conversation.
100%.
And it's fucking shaky cam, quick cuts, lens flares. You know, that shit, like, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
As we said, like, this film is Michael Bay. It's non-stop.
Yeah.
The story, essentially, to round it up, is what I could gather.
Yeah, we
is that,
probably should touch on the plot.
yeah, there's an eraser plot in this. Do you remember the movie Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, it's been a while.
They fake their deaths and then they become militant people, essentially. So Michael Bay, Ryan Reynolds' character, known as Number One, has recruited these people who have essentially faked their own death at one point to be part of this group, which goes out into the world and commits hits on powerful people who are essentially doing bad things in the world.
Yes,
I believe
that the governments don't have the balls to, or just don't, or just brush under the rug.
That's a story we've seen a million times before.
Yeah, of course.
But those kind of, as I've said in the previous episodes with the release of James Bond, those kind of spy espionage tactical kind of films where they're all about, infiltration, essentially. Yeah. Those stories, and this story, I believe, could have worked really well with a different filmmaker. I think the story and the actors deserve...
Yeah.
This film deserves to be written and directed, or maybe directed essentially by somebody else.
Yeah.
Because at any moment they could have thrown in a Transformer and it would have just looked. It would have been a fucking Transformers movie. The way that it was.
Imagine that opening scene, but they're not getting chased by the other cars.
There's Transformers running after
Transformers, and you're like, Transformers 92.
It looks exactly the same, and I hate it. Yeah. I fucking hate it.
No. So exactly.
For a movie that's 2 hours and 8 minutes long, it feels like a 3-hour movie, and not because it's a slow burn, it's because almost every action scene from start to finish the scale is big enough to count as a final act.
Yeah.
And when there was a moment where I thought it was going to end, it didn't. No. There was like 5 minutes of dialogue and then 30 minutes, what it felt like 30 minutes of non-stop action. There's a particular moment where a character is in a pool on the side of a building.
Oh my God. Yep.
And then 2 minutes later, he's on the outside of that pool, on the outside of that building, and he's completely dry.
Yeah.
Like, there's some continuity moments where I'm just like, come on. Like, but throw a bucket of water on him or something.
Let's be honest. If you're Michael Bay, you're concerned about that shot of them getting thrown off the building. You're not concerned about old mate being wet.
And I respect Michael Bay to the point where...
I said it in a tone that was sarcasm because pay attention to the fucking details. Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But... It's all about the explosion, bruh. Come on.
I respect Michael Bay to the point where he sticks to what he's good at, to what he knows, and he's got a distinct visual
getting
style.
Employed to do it.
Yeah, like, don't bow down to anybody who says you shouldn't do the thing that you want to be creative in. Otherwise, I would never do a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
So I appreciate him doing that, but this film isn't for me.
No. 100%. And like I've said, because I coined the phrase, like it's a Michael Bay movie.
Switch your brain off.
The most Michael Bay movie. And when I said I would have preferred to have watched the movies, because I probably would have focused a lot more on the bigger screen. But at the same time, it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
This is a bad movie.
Yeah.
But you switch that brain off and just get to the action.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Because this film was marketed as a Michael Bay film, I think I would have appreciated this more if there was literally no story.
Yeah,
and no attempts at emotion.
Okay.
Because there are some moments where they try to draw you into the emotion and to care for these characters, and you don't. If they just ignored those attempts and gone, fuck it, this is just balls to the wall action. Say, for example, the plot was, okay, there's a bad guy, we have to kill him. Who has to kill him? Doesn't matter. Yeah. I would have watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did watch it, but I would have enjoyed it more because I would have understood what they were going for.
Yeah, they do try and get that love story in there with the 6 of them, like that one particular love story. Then you got the father-son or big brother, little brother feel between 1 and 4.
But there's also the emotional moment where number 7, he's a sniper in the army and he gets recruited at a point where he's almost about to commit suicide.
Yeah, right.
Like, they tried to hammer in this emotional side of this character, and that's not necessary in this film.
No, that's you're 100%.
Yeah. But I do have to appreciate the stylization and it looks like there was squibs.
Yes.
And obviously there's CGI blood, but I appreciate the way people died in this film. That's one thing I have to say. No. I hate car chases. I've seen them a billion times.
Yeah.
But how people got shot, how people died, I appreciated that.
Yes.
Big time.
Yeah, no, and that opening scene, man, I didn't know that, and it's not a spoiler because it's in the, well, I mean, maybe because it's like 25 minutes into the film because that fucking opening scene went forever.
Oh, man.
But
that just went.
Not really a spoiler, but I thought Dave Franco was a main player.
Yeah. So,
motherfucker died.
Dave Franco's in this film,
yeah,
by the way.
Exactly. But motherfucker dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like straight up on their first mission.
Yeah.
Their first ever mission. But yeah, I think the smartest thing this movie did was naming the characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have no fucking idea what they're called because, like you said, I don't care about that love aspect and that. They tried to incorporate that. Michael Bay, I mean, he must have been like twitching so bad filming those like couple of scenes.
All right,
like
come on, get on with it. Get on with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the scene where he's about to commit suicide and he's all depressed remembering the war, and that Ryan Reynolds comes in and there's like 3 minutes of dialogue thereabout of him recruiting him.
Yeah.
And I bet Michael Bay was like, and it's the first take and cut. Good job, guys. All right. Yep, skyscraper. Go. Yeah. Because, man, he must have hated that. But,
yeah.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm going to give this my pretzel rating.
Okay.
And now I'm rating this on the Michael Bay scale.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll give this 2 rating. We'll get a film scale.
Okay.
And a Michael Bay scale.
Okay, film scale, it's a 2 out of 5.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, there's no heart. They attempted heart, but they shouldn't have. And I mean, the action for what it is okay.
Yep.
If you switch your brain off, it's still somewhat enjoyable, but then you've got to try and think with those scenes, and it's not what you want.
Yeah.
So 2 out of 5, your genuine film scale?
I agree, 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. My Michael Bay scale?
Oh, yeah.
Out of 5, this is like...
The 6?
8.
Yeah.
This is an 8. Like, this is a Michael fucking Bay... When he gets buried... They're going to say Michael Bay, director of Six Underground. Like, that's what it will say. Sorry, fuck the Transformers. This one just topped it in every aspect.
Yeah. There's a really weird...
Sorry, Michael Bay scale.
Oh, I said 6 out of 5.
Yeah,
and you said 8 out of 5, so I'm going to stick with my 6.
Honestly, if we really want to Michael Bay it, it's a fucking 12. Like, just keep upping it. Keep upping it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
There's a video out on YouTube that happened a number of years ago where he was trying to promote Transformers, or I think it was the most recent one. No, the last night. So the 4th one or whatever it was. Anyway,
yes.
Something happened and his teleprompter or something like that failed, so he had to like ad-lib something. And he was on stage and he was trying to say like, oh, this film captures the emotion and something. And he just broke down and said sorry and left. Oh. Like, he's not writing films to invoke emotion. And
Because he doesn't know how to.
And he couldn't pull that out of his ass on that day.
You know what?
So
it wouldn't surprise me if one day he is revealed as a cyborg.
Yeah.
And he actually doesn't have a heart.
He doesn't have emotion.
He's literally he's one of the Transformers waiting to take over the world. And he's like, I'll just write about my people and nobody will know.
Yeah.
Yes, explosions and such.
Yeah. But as we said earlier in this episode review, before we tore this movie to shreds, like you can't judge a filmmaker like essentially on their abilities in terms of like trying to create what they want to create. There's an audience for this film, and Michael Bay has made a film for that audience. Yeah. It just so happens that the loudest audience, like the podcasters and YouTubers who watch these films critically,
they're gonna rape it.
Fucking hate these movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but don't stop doing what you're doing, Michael Bay. Keep making these big bombastic films because you obviously enjoy making them. I'm just not going to watch them anymore.
No, that's exactly right. And as much as we tear them apart, as much as I made the phrase and stuff like that, I still enjoy those movies every now and then. If I'm in the mood for it,
I like dumb action movies.
I can chuck it on at home and like do the folding of the clothes and not even think about what's on the screen because I can look up and see an amazing explosion. You know, like so. Michael Bay, like keep doing you.
Transformers 1, 2, and 3, I had a lot of enjoyment with. 4, 5. You know, like
I've only seen the first 3.
That's all you need to watch.
I haven't needed to switch my brain off.
No, because the other ones are...
Yeah. Plus, I have Six Underground to put me to sleep. So
exactly.
I mean, yeah. But you said, Michael Bay, keep doing you and, like, you know, keep making those things. Do you know what his next movie is?
What, though?
Okay. This one could take the cake. Okay. I'm sorry. Six Underground just became the most Michael Bay's fucking movie. Yep. This one could take the cake. So what is he most famous for? Film series?
Transformers.
Exactly. Well, we have coming, I believe, 2022. So it's a ways away.
Yep.
But... Robopocalypse.
Okay, I'm back on board.
Exactly. A sci-fi story set in the aftermath of a robot uprising.
Okay, I mean, I'm sold.
He's not writing this one either. It's based off a novel, apparently, so there's going to be more story. But Robopocalypse, the next Michael Bay fucking film.
As I said, the dude
Holy shit.
The bloke can't write an emotional story to save his life, but he can direct action.
Yeah.
And he can direct cyborg robot fucking Transformers. And like, fair enough, they were so complicated that you could barely see what was going on.
100%.
But there's a craft to that.
That's the novel there. Yeah. But I'm not sure.
It's based on a book. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, whether they did an indie version or what, but no.
That's like a...
Robopocalypse. Yes, Michael Bay's next film. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am all on board for that.
Okay, so just disregard everything we just said. I'm back on board with Michael Bay.
Like we've said, and I know we've repeated it, but last time we'll just say he does the Michael Bay way, the best of anyone.
Yep.
He always will be, but I mean, they're not great films.
Yeah.
They're not great films, but if you like that shit, it is the cliche, quintessential popcorn film.
Yeah. Like, it's a roller coaster. It's a theme park.
100%. Yeah, shout out Scorsese.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was Six Underground, available now on Netflix. Why don't you watch it yourself and let us know in the comments below what you think about it.
Yeah, let us know if you watched it all the way through or didn't even get past the first 5 minutes.
Steven Spielberg was supposed to direct it, and now he's taking over.
Yeah, see, Spielberg,
that's the best headline I've seen all day. Michael Bay is unfortunately taking over Steven Spielberg's
Robo-Apocalypse.
Yeah. Look at him. Look at him.
He's loving it.
Oh my God.
He's loving it.
It would not surprise me if this dude is constantly on set with jizz in his pants.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like, there's dead set.
The coke up his nose is just never ending.
The picture we just saw was Michael Bay sitting behind a camera on a dolly, it looks like, and there's explosions around, and he's like got this huge... Oh, man, he fucking loves this shit.
Yeah. So, as I said, keep doing what you're doing, but I'm over it. But Robo-Apocalypse, look out for that.
Yeah, man, we will be reviewing the fuck out of that. Yeah. And we will, basically, we can take the night off, take this review, replace every Six Underground with Robo-Apocalypse. We're set.
We're cut and paste.
Exactly the same.
This movie sucked, but the action was good.
Exactly. Well, if you like Michael Bay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's been our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody for listening and watching the Two's Company Three's a podcast. You can find us at 2C3Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
That's right. And if you are viewing us on YouTube, thank you very much. But don't forget, we have an audio podcast. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube. Big summer blowout.
Now, you can support the show by heading over to tpublic.com and getting yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker, or a hoodie.
Ooh, and a magnet.
And a magnet. Feel free to support the show in a way that gives you something in return instead of just paying into a Patreon that already gives you the stuff for free.
That's right. And if you wanted to send us an email, maybe about potentially being a sponsor, or if you're a local Newcastle resident in the area and wanting to start a podcast,
absolutely.
2C3Pod Studios, but contact us, Two's Company, Three's a Podcast at gmail.com.
I'm glad you said that, Mitch, because I forgot to.
I remembered.
Thank you.
On the drive over.
We've got new podcasts every week, twice a week.
Yes.
Every Wednesday and every Friday.
That's right. But listen any day you can. And we also have 4 YouTube videos every week. So make sure you head on over there and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No worries. Now, one last time before we go, head over to Facebook.
Yes.
We have a competition going right now. Win yourself 4 Event Cinema gift cards.
Yes.
$2 $50 and $2 $25 gift cards. All you have to do
is like the post, share the post, and in the comment section, tag 3 friends.
And you can enter as many times as you want, tag different friends each time, get that exposure, get these gift cards in your pockets.
That's right. And I'm just going to be brutally honest. I think there's maybe like 25 entries at the moment.
I mean,
there's 4 gift cards. I mean, there's 4 free gift cards. There's no catch here. All you have to do is, if you're a winner, send us your email, your address privately, and we'll send it to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simple.
Simples.
Simples. Meerkat. I don't know. I'm just so excited, so jacked on this. Yeah. But we are Two's Company.
And you
are
the podcast.
Why'd we do that?
What the hell was that? Yeah, good episode.
Seriously, I want to enter that.
I know. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from entering that.
Yeah. No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Yeah, we'll just keep these for ourselves.
But that's the thing. As in, we're not a huge deal on Facebook. So I mean, people shouldn't be like, "Oh, this is some kind of scam." We're just trying to get out there.
Yeah.
Just go on there, win a gift card, and Merry fucking Christmas.
Merry fucking Christmas. Thanks for checking out that video of Two's Company Three's a Podcast. We really appreciate it. Wasn't it really something? Why don't you drop a comment down below while you're still here on what you thought about that video? And once you're done, go check out the next video. Feel free to hit subscribe as well. I think it'll be a really good investment for your future.